Hey everyone, it's Evil Rip here from Next Gen Update, also known as Ripper in the competitive community. Although, actually, I'm not known at all, so scratch that. Um, we're here to talk about something that I value very much when I play Call of Duty, and that's being able to aim at people and kill them. So killing other players in Call of Duty is a big part. That's a huge part of the game. And if you're unable to do that, well, you're gonna have some problems. Um, I play the AR role on my team. So if you don't know already, I'm on a team that plays Call of Duty, and we're trying to go to a LAN event to win some money. And as nerdy as that is, I'm sure a lot of you play Call of Duty, a lot of you play video games, and you don't make money off it, so I mean, you can't be as nerdy as that. So with the AR role, a lot of the gunfights that I come into are long-range gunfights, right? So that requires a certain amount of precision that you don't need at shorter ranges. You don't, let's say you're playing the SMG role, and you're just in the hard point and people are jumping in the hard point and you have to kill them, you could technically just rely on spraying as many bullets as you can and hoping to hit 4 or 5 of them in order to get the kill. Although precision will help with that, it's still doable. Playing that role is still doable with little precision. But with the AR role, you really need to land your shots from a distance. And there's two things that are going to help you with that. One of them would be turning your sensitivity down. And that's a big one, okay? I used to play, back when I didn't play competitive, I used to play on like a 7 sensitivity. This is on the old system, so I'm sure that would be like a 10 or like 11 on this one. I have no idea, to be honest. But I used to play on a 7, and while that works for pubs and stuff like that, because the kids suck and you can afford to miss a lot of shots and still get the kill, it doesn't really work when you're trying to get actually better at the game, right? It doesn't, for whatever reason, whether you want to be even better at pubs or you actually want to get into competitive, having a high sensitivity is not something that I would recommend. Although I'm pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 competitive players, pros that play on high sensitivity. I couldn't name them for you, but I'm sure they're around. So that's one thing. So I currently play on a 4 sensitivity, which is pretty much as low as you want to go. Anything lower than that, you might as well be standing still half the game. I think, in my opinion. So I play on that, and just if you pay attention to the gameplay here, you'll see that a lot of the shots that I take, I don't miss. Of course, when I'm pre-firing something, I can afford to miss all of my bursts, because what pre-firing does for you is it either A, makes it so a person can't come from a certain place. Say you're shooting at a door, chances are if you're shooting at that door, they're not going to come through. Or B, if they do decide to come through, you're going to have shots on them before they even initiate the gunfight. So, in that sense, I do miss bullets. But when I'm going up against another AR player from a distance, or another sub player at a distance, I don't miss a lot. Although my aim could be better, it's pretty good right now. So that's one thing, turning down the sensitivity. The second thing, of course, is KontrolFreeks. They help a lot, and I was skeptical at first, to be honest with you. Like I bought them thinking, okay, these things are like 10 bucks. Might as well buy them, see what all the hype is about. And so I went online, I bought myself some KontrolFreeks, and I've been using them ever since the start of Black Ops 2, I think, or end of Modern Warfare 3, something like that. So I've been using them for quite a while. First thing I noticed when I put them on my controller is it feels a little awkward at first, right? Your finger is raised from the stick a little bit, and it just doesn't feel natural, right? But as you get used to it, you pretty much start needing it. Okay, I've tried playing on controllers without control freaks, and the sticks feel way too low. And
Hardpoint identified.
I guess it's a bad thing. I got used to it so much that I can't play without it. But then again, there's no reason for me to ever play without it, because I could just carry them around. Although I would never do that. Like
Hardpoint lockdown.
if I'm ever going somewhere, I'm not gonna have control freaks in my pocket just to whip them out one day. But basically, what they do for you is they raise the height of the stick by clipping on top of the analog, I believe it's called. And they on their website they have the whole scientific
Hardpoint is
explanation behind how it works. You know, something about degrees and angles and shenanigans like that that I don't really like to engage in. But all I know as a player is that it helps me in two aspects. One of them is snapping onto target. So in order to aim in the game, you have to move the stick a certain amount. But when you're moving the stick at a lower level, it seems like if you move it just a little bit, if you move it like I don't even know, like a very minuscule amount,
Hardpoint contested.
it's gonna shift your aim way more than you intend. So you have to readjust it from what it was and try to find that sweet spot of where you need to aim. Whereas with the control freaks, you can just the smaller movements, they stay as small movements on the screen. So you can make little adjustments on the screen by just moving the stick a little bit. Whereas with the lower stick, you would be it's a lot harder to make that small adjustment because it just doesn't have that same range of motion as you would with a control freak. The second thing that it helps me on, for some reason, I still don't understand. This started happening from day one. I don't understand how it happens, but it does happen. From day one, even when I felt awkward with a stick, it just helps you snap onto your target a lot easier. Say you're like not aiming at a person and you have to go to aiming at a person. Usually with before control freaks, I would zoom in and then I would start aiming at the person while I'm already aimed down sights. Whereas with this control freak, I've been able to zoom in on the person. So as I am aiming down the sight, I am also adjusting my aim. So as soon as my reticle comes up, as soon as my red dot comes up, I'm aiming at the person and I can shoot him. Don't know why it happens. Don't know how it happens, but it happens. I promise you. Those are the two ways that I made my aim a lot better: lowering my sensitivity, putting on a control freak. So that's basically how you want to go about it. You know, obviously there's people that play without control freaks and they have aim, good aim. I'm sure there are pros that play without control freaks, but then again, it's just a tool that helps you acquire that aim a little bit better. Oh, here, this kid gets wrecked. Oh my god, he got wrecked. But yeah. So control freaks help you aim better, help you aim more precisely at a distance with assault rifles. I'm pretty sure they do the same with submachine guns, because aim is aim, but in my opinion, you don't need it as much if you're a submachine gun player. That's what I think. But yeah, so control freaks for me right now are a must. If you don't believe that a $10 product can actually help you with your aim and actually make you better at the game, just believe it. I didn't believe it at first. I thought they were just a gimmick, to be honest with you. My friends used to use it, and I'm like, oh, just a little stick that goes on top of your controller. Like it's like I just didn't see how it actually helped you. But in all practicality, it does help. That's pretty much all I've got to say about that. You know, it's a great product. I'm not sponsored by them, sadly. I wish I was, because I would love to have like a new Control Freak for every hour that I play, but yeah, I'm not
I've heard
sponsored by
that.
them. Control Freak, if you want to sponsor me, hit me up. I promise you we'll win this LAN in 3 weeks. Love you.